Hello, YouTube. Welcome back. Anyways, you may not know it, but I'm actually a huge Doctor Who fan, which is why I have went through every series and episode of the new show, which started with the Ninth Doctor in 2005, and gave forward reviews. With the episodes, I also rated between 1 and 5, 3 being either I really don't have much of an opinion on it, or I just think it's fine. 4 being I like, 5 being one of my favorites, 2 not a fan, 1 hate. Anyways, I said we go right in with Series 1, which I have as what a great start. Anyways, as we keep going, Rose is a great intro to Who. End of the world, first future episode. The Unquiet Dead. Not bad, not memorable. It is important to note that multi-part stories are rated as one, assuming they're considered one story. There's a couple that I personally think are one story, but most sources count as multiple. Those will be split up. Just want to say that before we get to the first two-parter, Aliens of London and World War III. Super average, super memorable. Dalek. Possibly Dalek's best story. The Long Game. Not terrible, not great. Father's Day. Great characters, great heart. The Empty Child and the Doctor Dances. Supremely memorable, extremely good. Boomtown. Closest thing to filler. Bad Wolf and the Parting of the Ways. Russell's best season finale. Also, it's important to note that most years there are Christmas specials. I'm counting those separate, just for easiness sake. And with that, we got the first one, The Christmas Invasion. Decent intro to 10. Anyways, Series 2. Overall, a big downgrade. New Earth. I don't like it. Tooth and Claw. Cole's favorite. Not mine. School reunion. Sarah Jane is back. The Girl in the Fireplace. One of Moffat's best. Rise of the Cybermen and the Age of Steel. I don't like Cybermen. The Idiot's Lantern. Honestly overhated episode. The Impossible Planet and the Satan Pit. Good story, cool ideas. Love and Monsters. Good idea. Horrible ending. Fear Her. Yuck. I hate it. Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. Good. Rose is gone. The Runaway Bride. Don't like Donna yet. Series 3. Better. First series is better. Smith and Jones. Fun intro to Martha. The Shakespearean Code. Always appreciate on rewatch. Gridlock. Ugh. Still New Earth. Daleks in Manhattan and Evolution of the Daleks. Besides Andrew Garfield. The Lazarus Experiment. CGI sucks. 42. As a Beatles reference. Human Nature and the Family of Blood. Easily 10's best story. Blink. Still Best Angels episode. Utopia, The Sound of Drums, and Last of the Time Lords. Final part sucks, sadly. Voyage of the Damned. At least Wilf's here. Series 4. Okay, I love Donna. Partners in Crime. I like Donna now. Fires of Pompeii. Peter Capaldi, instant win. Planet of the Ood. Great development for Donna. Sontaran Stratagem and the Poison Sky. Worse than classic Sontarans. The Doctor's Daughter. Not terrible, but skip. The Unicorn and the Wasp. Enjoyable murder mystery episode. Silence in the Library and Forest of the Dead. River Song is great. Midnight. I loved on rewatch. Turn Left. Why Donna is great. The Stolen Earth and Journey's End. I just love Davros. In between series 4 and 5, before 10 regenerates, is a bunch of specials. So we'll just go through all those now. The Next Doctor. Good, but Cybermen suck. Planet of the Dead. Don't like this one. The Waters of Mars. Tennant Peaks this episode. The End of Time. Lackluster regeneration story. Series 5. Fresh restart. Great content. The 11th Hour. The best introduction episode. The Beast Below. Easily an underrated banger. Victory of the Daleks. Just alright. Not bad. Time of the Angels and the Flesh and Stone. Bad Weeping Angel story. The Vampires of Venice. I do like Rory. Amy's Choice. Dreamlord is the Valyard. The Hungry Earth and Cold Blood. Written by Chibnall. Vincent and the Doctor. Such a wonderful story. The Lodger. Corden's only good appearance. The Pandora opens and the Big Bang. Asks more than answers. A Christmas Carol. Who's best Christmas special? Series 6. Pretty good, but convoluted. The Impossible Astronaut and Day of Moon. Absolute banger first story. Curse of the Black Spot. Underrated story. Pretty good. The Doctor's Wife. Very good, but overrated. The Rebel Flesh and the Almost People. Only exists for a twist. A Good Man Goes to War. Very good. Rory's epic. Let's Kill Hitler. A guilty pleasure episode. Night Terrors. Actually really like this. The Girl Who Waited. Great. Don't like watching. The God Complex. My dad hates it. Closing time. Still don't like Cybermen. The Wedding of Riversong. Okay, but very convoluted. The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe. I hate this one. Series 7. High highs, low lows. Asylum of the Daleks. Why does this exist? Dinosaurs on a spaceship. It's fun, but okay. A Town Called Mercy. Opinions change every rewatch. Power 3. Kate Stewart is introduced. The Angels Take Manhattan. It's over the top. The Snowmen. Why I Like Clara. The Bells of St. John. It's fun but stupid. Rings of Akatan. Good speech but boring. Cold War. Ice Warriors are awesome. Hyde. I don't remember it. Journey to the Center of the TARDIS. I like the TARDIS. The Crimson Horror. Extremely, extremely, extremely forgettable. Nightmare in Silver. See last episode 12. Name of the Doctor. Actually, really bad finale. And then, before 11 regenerated, he had 2 specials. That being The Day of the Doctor. Better than Series 7. And The Time of the Doctor. Satisfying end for 11. Series 8. My Guilty Pleasure Season. Deep Breath. Really good intro episode. Into the Dalek. This one I skip. Robot of Sheerwood. There's lots of bickering. Listen. I don't like Danny. Time Heist. I really love this. The Caretaker. I enjoy this one. Kill the Moon. I don't mind this. Mummy on the Orient Express. Don't have any comment. Flatline. Just a fun episode. In the Forest of the Night. It could be worse. Dark Water and Death in Heaven. Great intro. But Cybermen. Last Christmas, and I like this one. Series 9. 12th Doctor is amazing. The Magician's Apprentice and The Witch's Familiar. First part is great. Under the Lake and Before the Flood. Better on every rewatch. The Girl Who Died. Kinda just boring. The Woman Who Lived. Last episode, but better. The Zygon Invasion and the Zygon Inversion. That's best speech ever. Sleep No More. In between, some great stories. Now, the next three I personally consider to be one giant story, but most sources count them as separate. If they were combined, it would still get a 5. And I would use the review for Face the Raven for all three of them. Anyways, Face the Raven. What a bold ending. Heaven Sent. One of television's greatest. Hellbent. Good. Don't like everything. Special The Husbands of River Song. Great send-off for River. The Return of Dr. Mysterio. Saw in theaters. Never hated. Series 10. I still miss 12. The Pilot. Bill's just great. Smile. Another guilty pleasure episode. Thin Ice. Very good TARDIS team. Knock Knock. I always enjoy watching. I'm gonna be honest, episodes 5 through 8, those being Oxygen Extremis, the Pyramid at the End of the World, and Alive the Land, I remember so little of because I have not watched them since this series aired back in 2017. I'm actually not going to say anything. There's some other episodes later and earlier that I also don't remember, but I know I've watched them more recently and remember more. I literally remember nothing about these 4 episodes. 3 of them are very connected, but just in general, I just don't remember them. Mostly because every time I watch through the 12th Doctor, I always get rushed for time after series 9. It's like, I always need to, think in between giving episodes of the 13th Doctor that I don't like as much another chance. Some of which I've actually come around on and like quite a bit more. Or skipping this, and I typically skip these 4 episodes just because I love the previous 2 series so much, so I watch those 2 a lot. Anyways, Empress of Mars as Ice Warriors. Epic! The Eaters of Light. Honestly, just very boring. World Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls. Best Cybermen story. Period. Twice Upon a Time. Good, but not great. Series 11. Far from my favorite. The Woman Who Fell to Earth. Strong intro for 13. The Ghost Monument. This one is good. Rosa. Great besides Unnecessary Aliens. Arachnids in the UK. Ugh. Giant spiders. Ugh. The Dasangra Conundrum. I don't like this. Demons of the Punjab. Good, but not amazing. Kablam. Really don't like this. The Witchfinders. Just plain It Takes You Away. Confused with 12-7. The Battle of Ranskoor Av Kulos. Film the First Draft. Resolution. I really enjoy this. Series 12. Improvement with bad twists. Spyfall. And Spyfall. Both parts have the same name. Really fun season starter. Orphan 55. I hate this one. Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. A standout. Great story. Fugitive of the Jadoon. Interesting questions. Great episode. Praxius. Still hate this one. Can you hear me? Confused with 11-9. Haunting of Villa Diodati. Actually top tier episode. Ascension of the Cybermen and the Timeless Children. Decent start. Terrible twist. Revolution of the Daleks. Worse than last time. Which brings us to the most recent season. Flux. Great. But many problems. The Halloween Apocalypse. Asks lots of questions. War of the Centaurans. I love Chib's Centaurans. Once upon time. Very messy, but interesting. Village of the Angels. Bring back Baxine Aldrin. Survivors of the Flux. Very boring. Worst one. Survivors of the Flux. Wraps things up poorly. And that brings us to the last 3 specials, which are the most recent televised episodes of Doctor Who. Eve of the Daleks. Fun ideas, good execution. Legend of the Sea Devils. Just plain honestly. And finally, the power of the Dalek. Payson 7, baby! Overall, that was pages of notes. This actually took a lot of time, surprisingly. Love Doctor Who. Honestly, by the time this video is uploaded, I'll probably have done another rewatch, or my opinions on some of these will have changed. That's the great thing. There's just so many episodes, my opinions change all the time. When I first watched All Anew Who, I didn't like anything after Russell T Davies left. I didn't like anything after the 10th Doctor. But my dad did a rewatch on his own, loved the 11th Doctor. Then I did a rewatch watching 11 with him, and I was like, oh my goodness, I love 11. Still didn't like 12, and this was really before we watched 13. Loved 11. Eventually started watching 12. I was like, yeah, not too bad. Then back in 2021, before Flux came out, I decided to do a massive rewatch that include my first ever watching of Classic Who. 12 just skyrocketed up to my favorite. It's a shame that typically I never get a chance to fully watch his final season, just because I'm always crushed for time and need to watch 13. But loved 12th Doctor. That's where my opinions have changed the most, because 12's my favorite. And I used to not like him at all. And then with Jodie Whittaker as the 13th Doctor, I personally think the writing's very inconsistent. When she's written well, she's incredible, which unfortunately doesn't happen as often as I'd like. The Chibnall era in general has some really, really great ideas, but doesn't always have good execution, in my opinion. The Power of the Doctor I actually just in general do like. The Chibnall era in general is just one where I have a lot of issues with it, but I also, especially with like the Flux, I can push away those issues and just enjoy it for what it is. So I still enjoy it. I'm extremely excited for this November, 14th Doctor with David Tennant, 3 specials with him. So pumped. Then Ncuti Gatwa starting in December or January. I don't think he's actually, as of recording, I don't think RTD's actually clarified if it's a Christmas special or just a festive special, but by the end of this year, we'll get our first full story with Ncuti Gatwa as the 15th Doctor and Melly Gibson is Ruby Sunday. I am pumped. And let me know down below if you want me to keep making Doctor Who content. I have ideas of Doctor Who videos in mind, and who knows, by the time this is uploaded, I may have actually acted on some of them. So, I'll see you next time.